blend in with the crowd while I cock my shit. You a 6'6" white boy, you cannot be missed. Keep on talking tough, keep on talking tough, I'ma rock your shit.
This last battle will be a war of those. Woo!
Welcome to the latest edition of the Buck Stops Here. I am your host, Hound Dog Buck 50, bringing you the latest in battle rap news. Now, on this episode, we're going to talk about tough guys in battle rap. It's like a little mini documentary I'm going to do with multiple parts where we talk about the machismo in battle rap, so to speak. Now, I'm going to tell you what inspired this was the Cassidy Hitman Holla face-off, where everything went left when Cassidy told Hitman, "I'm tougher than you." And so it just made me think of just battle rap in general, the macho testosterone driven part of it. But then I said, man, let me think about this. It's deeper than just battle rap. If you go into hip hop history, there was a lot of that, in it. So in order for me to fully cover battle rap, I got to kind of go back. Now, I will say this. Now, when I go back and I give my take on it, it's just my take, So once it gets out, once this footage gets out there, and you may have somebody in my age range that watches it, and they may say, no, it started here. And I don't mind if you feel like it started here, but just keep in mind, I'm not saying what I'm saying in a factual way, like how Kool Herc discovered hip hop. It's not that, So I'm not. Don't challenge me that way. Just put how you feel. Just remember, this is just my take on it. So, I'm 50. So hip hop or any musical history, a lot of it depends upon how old you are, and everybody's history sort of tends to have a cutoff point. It just is what it is. Now, first memories of battle rap was, Curtis Blow, Sugar Hill Gang, Grandmaster Flash and Curtis Blow a little more because they had multiple song after song. Now, Grandmaster Flash, African Bambaataa, the way those guys dressed was more, I guess you could say, more comparable to like George Clinton, or a rock group, than what you would call a rapper. But at the time, they were the rappers that was out there, so that's the image we had to go by. Curtis Blow, wore suits and things of that nature. But I remember watching an interview recently with Grandmaster Melly Mel, and he said he felt the energy shifted when the NWA came, gangster rap, and all of those. That's when the content changed and the energy changed. So I thought about that. Now, for me, this is what I feel like the energy changed in terms of the tough guy portrayal, so to speak. I feel like when Run DMC and LL hit the scene, though the content wasn't gangster, it started to feel different. Because, in just little subtle ways, like the B-boy stance and the folding up of the arms, little street, little street innuendos, even like, Run had, they had they man's Hurricane on stage, looking like an enforcer. LL had his boy E-Love, on stage looking like an enforcer, and all these little things was, subliminal. It started to fit. It was still happy going, but it still gave it that little, what's going on here? Is this just music? You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's when it started to feel different. Even when you look at like Eric B. and Rakim, and you look at the videos, and you see some of the cats in the videos, and it just had that feel like, okay, this can go left at any moment. If you bark up the wrong tree with these dudes. And even, before NWA, the posses and the crews were deep. If you look at the video, a lot of people had their crew, and that's what it was. I wasn't necessarily in New York during that time. But I read the the media outlets, the magazines, and you heard stories about crews running up on this one, and that was just a thing. So I'm saying that to say this, that I feel like before NWA got here, the seed was planted. By the time they got here, it was just like they just made the plant grow into a tree. But I don't feel that NWA planted the tough guy seed. They just took it to the next level with the content, of course. And then, of course, hip hop definitely changed, because in the, late 80s, mid 80s, dancing was something that darn near more did than did not do. A lot of rappers had dancers and they would hit a little step with them, but then things changed. Hip hop just became a very macho type of sport, and even like I said, when you look at guys like, say, Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, came under fire for doing, love songs, because that's what hip hop was. Everything had to be street, macho, and so that's why I say I feel like it came before NWA. And like I said before, when you look at hip hop in its entirety, it's a very macho driven sport, So you constantly, even sometimes when you're not that rapper who is necessarily given that, type of energy, you can sometimes feel like, I gotta, come off a certain way. That's just how it felt. That was the energy. You know what I mean? It was so to where, like, rappers that were good, like Fresh Prince, Kid and Play, Kwame, were often under ridicule. And all in retrospect, all they were doing was being themselves. But because they wasn't necessarily rapping with that, it came under criticism. I used to hear stories about De La Soul getting into fights on the road because people, was challenging them based off of the imagery. So they had to show them that it wasn't that. So now we get into, battle rap. And battle rap is it's a very exciting sport. I'm involved in it, and I'm not just saying it because I'm in it, but it's a very intriguing sport where you got to memorize a lot of lyrics, you got to break down your opponent, take angles, and all of that. But besides that, there's a lot that goes into battle rap, because not only do you have to have your lyrics down right, sometimes depending on who you perform it against, you have to plan to counterattack their machismo. It happens. Some battle rappers will elbow you in the chest. You got Shotgun Shook, who comes with the pocket check. You got dudes doing football moves, all of that. Now, here's the thing. When you're dealing with that, it's tough, because I'll just give you an example. You take a guy like, say, JC. JC's not a big man. So if he tries to do something like do a little pocket check on a guy my size, it's like whatever. You let him do the pocket check and you keep it moving. But then you take a guy like the size of like Twerk, or, a Shotgun Shug, or somebody like Av, and they bump you and they push you. Who knows, maybe they don't even mean no harm, but when you like 250, 260, whatever, that whole feel is different, because now you feel like you're getting moved. You're not just getting pocket checked or nudged, you're getting moved off of the stage, literally. And at that point, it's not just about your lyrics, it's about the whole theatricalness of battle and how this is going to look. How is this going to play out? Because now you have to be like, when you're in this battle, you have to be, it's like you got to be cognizant of everything that's going on around you. It's like being on a street corner. You sitting there and you talking with your mans and you might be drinking or whatever, but at the same time, you're watching everything because you just have to be. And it's like, as much, and when that moment happens, you're caught between doing the quote unquote right thing or doing what you have to do to make this thing run smooth. And the right thing sometimes is to ignore what's been done and keep it moving. But at the same time, you want this thing to run smooth. Because here's the thing. If a person's bumping you all over the place, yeah, and let's just say if you nip that in the bud, maybe they'll say I'm sorry or whatever, and you diffuse it. But if you don't, that one nudge turns into two nudges, then three nudges, and next thing you know, you falling off the stage and the crowd's going crazy. So now what happens is, by the time it's time for you to rap again, nothing you say hits to the crowd. Because everything you say loses its credibility. Because you just had somebody push you all over the stage like you was just like a Lego block or something. Just kick you from one side of the stage to the other, like a little Hot Wheel car. So when you're in that position, you're fighting not just for the battle, but you're fighting for your stage, because that stage in essence is yours, and you have to fight for that because you got to control that stage. That's part of, like how they say crowd control. You got to have stage control, because you cannot allow somebody to push you all over the place. It's just like in boxing. There's been fights where dudes have landed more punches, but they've lost to the guy that the judges thought was the aggressor. And because the other fighter was the aggressor and constantly backing the other fighter up, it gave it that look like they was winning, even though they didn't necessarily land more punches. So you always have to be aware of what's going on and what's taking place. I remember when I had a battle one time, and dude give me a good one, man. And I'm a big boy. That thing moved me, man. And I had to what's Wave 7 say? Restore order. Pushed them off the stage. Everybody was like, yo, calm down. I was like, yo, I'm good. We can move on with the battle. Now, in all honesty, even though I said I was good, I was ready for whatever. But at the same time, I was good because I still had presence of mind to continue. I wasn't, discombobulated. I knew what was going on because I had to restore order. Because if not, I was going to be looking crazy for the rest of that battle. So when you're in a battle, it's deeper than just lyrics. You got to defend yourself. So this tough guy thing is, even if you're not necessarily trying to be the tough guy, sometimes you're forced to have to be the tough guy. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So that was, the first part of this, which was just covering the introduction to this tough guy thing in battle rap. Now, part 2, we're going to cover some more. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to cover, but just wait for it, and it's coming. And we got more to cover on this tough guy in battle rap. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, and as always, peace, love, and whatever else you think of love.